Hi, and welcome to video 3 in my Happy Valentine's free blog event. Today I wanted to show you how you can take some non-traditional colors to create some Valentine tags that could be used either as bookmarks or tags for gifts. Now I have pulled elements that have pink on them, like this Amy Tangerine tag, this deep aqua blue, this leaf green, and we're going to use these elements to create 3 different bookmark tags. So the first one I am going to do is I'm going to start with this deep blue cardstock, and then I just recently got this new Fiskars corner punch, and how it works is you simply turn the knob to get the kind of corner that you want. So if I want a smaller corner, I click it until I hear it snap together, and then you'll insert your paper in here and it will round your corners. So you can see how it shows through, and that one just does a little bit. I love versatile tools like this, so this is a definite one you'll want to watch for. It's fairly new, so keep an eye out for it. Then I'm going to use this punch from Stampin' Up! That I really like, and I'm going to bring in some deep pinks. This is from an Old Pebbles collection, and I'm going to punch a heart from there. You could also use your Silhouette die cut machine if you prefer, whatever you like. This is paper from Doodlebug. It is glittered on one side and it has a graph paper image on the other. Go ahead and punch that, and then I've pre-punched one from green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to machine stitch down the center of these hearts, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So I've machine stitched right down the center of each of the individual hearts, and at this point you could pull them up for some dimension, or you can leave them lying flat. Of course, if it's a bookmark, those hearts will get smashed down a little bit, and if it's a tag, then it's kind of fun to add that dimension, and the fact that you stitch down the center will allow you to do that. Now I have a little tag from Jelly Bean Soup, and I'm going to adhere it to that center green heart, and I'm going to use adhesive pop dots and just put a few on there. You don't need to cover the entire back of that sticker, and these are great additions to any project. So we'll lay that flat. We'll just put that right across. It says love being in love, and then to finish off the bookmark or tag part, I'll just take a standard hole punch and come down about 1/2 inch, and then I'll cut some of this green ribbon from American Crafts. I really like their ribbon. They have lots of different styles that you can choose from and lots of colors. And then I'll loop my ribbon like this, and you can either go through the front or come up through the back. I usually come up through the back with the loop. Open up the loop and thread the ends of the ribbon through, and then very carefully pull. If you pull too hard, you're going to rip that hole, so just pull gently and then trim the ribbon in whatever end you like, and there is our first tag. Now let's go ahead and make a second tag. This one is also going to be from a green. It's a bright green, and I'm going to use my photo corner tool again, but I'm going to do a slightly deeper rounded corner. So again, make sure you can see the corner, and I'll show you what it looks like compared to the dark blue tag that we did. Now you can use traditional Valentine colors to create these tags, but I wanted to show you that by using even non-themed colors, you can get a Valentine project. So you can see that this corner is much less rounded than this corner. So it's a great tool to have on hand. Now I'm going to be using this stamp set from Technique Tuesday. This is an Allie Edwards stamp, and I'm going to use the Love, Love, Love stamp. And I'm going to use some blue stamping ink to stamp that. And when I'm stamping, I usually have some kind of a soft base underneath. This is just my technique for stamping. And then I'll use some white cardstock. This is American Crafts cardstock, and this side is textured and this side is not. I'm going to use the non-textured side. This will form the sentiment of my tag or bookmark. Make sure you ink up your stamp really well. And then because it's a clear acrylic stamp, you can see where you're stamping. So let it dry for a second. This is pretty quick drying ink. And then go ahead and trim that off so that it will fit onto your bookmark. Now because I want all of these tags to match somewhat, I have picked some of that same pink pattern paper and I'm going to adhere it here on the bottom with some adhesive runner. And you'll notice that I cut it slightly larger than the tag itself. And then we'll adhere this stamped element onto the pink cardstock. Now I used that large punch again to punch a hole from that dark blue cardstock. So you can see how I'm matching the colors from this card to this tag. And I'm going to tuck this large heart slightly behind the pink paper. Then I hand cut my own heart rather, and how I did it is I took a piece of paper just like you did in kindergarten and first grade, folded it in half and cut half the heart shape. Then I cut it out and used as a template for cutting it from my blue paper, so it didn't have the fold. I cut the template from white paper. And then to finish off this particular tag, again, use a standard hole punch and punch a hole in the center. And then we're going to use some more of the ribbon, but first I'm going to add some of this washi tape. This is from Bella Boulevard and it is called Pickle. That's the color of it. And it's a little wider than I wanted to go, and I thought about trimming it, but we'll try it like this first. Make sure that it's centered a little bit. The nice thing about washi tape is while it is sticky, it's not so permanent that you can't pull it up and change your mind. And we'll just tuck that extra part right behind the tag. And then we'll go ahead and add some of the blue ribbon to the top of it. So this is the blue ribbon. Again, this is American Crafts. Same technique. Loop it, thread it through the back, and then pull it. Now one way that you can do this is while it is on the back, just gently pull the loops forward until you get it exactly as taut as you want it to be. And again, trim off the ribbon. So there you have our second tag. Now this one is fun. I'm going to use Amy Tangerine's cute little love tag, and she's done so much of the work for me, but I want to bring in some of these pinks and green colors that we've used. And to do that, I'm first going to cut a piece from the solid pink cardstock, or rather pink pattern paper. And then we'll place that at the bottom of her tag. And sometimes I will just cut it and leave a little bit hanging off the side. And to make sure I get it nice and evenly cut, I'll just trim off the excess. Now I want to bring in a little bit of this blue that I've been using, and so I found a pattern paper that was close to it. I took my cardstock that I'd already found and I shot my stash, and this is some cute paper from Crate Paper called Little Boy Blue. And then depending on what you have, if you have a border punch or scissors, I actually have decorative scissors from years and years ago, I'll go ahead and cut a border, a scallop border off the bottom of this blue pattern paper. And then when I do a scallop border or any kind of shaped border, I really like to center it. The pattern looks best when it's centered. So what I'll do is I'll place it down and I'll move the tag around until it looks about centered. And then I'll trim off the excess with a pair of sharp scissors. Now I want to bring that green back in, and in order to do that, I am going to use this green button and then some white crochet twine. And we'll go ahead and thread that through the button. And the way that I do that is when I have a button with 4 holes, first thing I do is I pick 2 opposite sides, holes that are on opposite sides, and I thread it through like that. And then I'll come back up through the bottom. This is a technique I use without a sewing needle. So again, come up through the back, opposite sides. This is what it looks like. And then I'll just tie it into a bow. When I'm adhering buttons to my projects, I tend to use a large or medium-sized glue dot, as that holds it in place a little bit better. So you can use a couple of small ones, whatever you like. And then I like to trim off the extra crochet twine. So there you have 3 tags. They can be used as gift tags. They can be used for a bookmark gift. You could give them as a package deal or give them out individually. Be sure to check my blog for the complete supply list for creating this project, and watch for a new video tomorrow.